Boldwood presents Two to Tango, written by Laura Carter, and read by Jessica Preddy and Nathan Adams Stark. The moral right of the author has been asserted. This performance is owned by Boldwood. Chapter 1. Brooks. Harder. Faster. That's it. Just like that. Hit me. As I fire the words, sweat beads form on my temples. Fuck, Brooks, you're riding me like a bitch. Kit is barely comprehensible through his panting breaths. Yeah, well, if you hadn't waited all your goddamn life to start coming to my gym, it wouldn't feel like you're dying right now. Christ, you sound like Madge. I laugh. Kit's wife and I have been telling him he's been piling on the pounds for months. Correction. Years. Our good buddy Drew is leaning on the ropes of the boxing ring, watching me put Kit through his paces in the center. I hear his deep chuckle from across my shoulder. Just pretend Brooks is 6 feet 4 inches of pizza, Kit. Tear into him like you would a meat supreme. Shut the fuck up, Drew. You know, I'd probably exercise more if I wasn't still scarred from last time. Drew holds up his hands. Hey, it wasn't me who shot a puck in your nose, buddy. Blame the man you're sparring with. Kit turns back to me, sweat pouring down his face and arms, his black hair stuck to his forehead, his training top saturated, his eyes narrow. You want to hate me over that game of hockey? That's fine, I tell him. Put it behind your punch. I raise the training pads that are strapped to my hands. Come at me. Give me 3 more. Left, right, left. When he's done, Kit accepts a bottle of water from Drew and slips out of the ring. I switch the training pads for boxing gloves and stand in the center, waiting for Drew to come and give me a real workout. You did good, Kit, I say as I fasten Velcro around my wrists. A few sessions with me in the ring and a couple sessions in the gym each week, and we'll have you shifting pounds and fitter than ever. I've been a fitness trainer and gym owner long enough to know that some people need praise. Others need to be pushed harder. Kit is definitely the kind of guy who needs a little ego massage. I could murder a pizza, he says, after downing a bottle of water. That's your fault, Drew. All I can think about now is an extra-large meat supreme. I shake my head and bounce on the spot, warming up for Drew. I don't remember seeing pizza in your nutrition plan. I should know. I wrote it. He growls. You and Madge are going to have me wasting away. I'll look like the skinny assholes on the front cover of Men's Health and Fitness or whatever those magazines... Let's not get ahead of ourselves, huh, buddy? With that, Kit storms out of the boxing room and into the main fitness suite, leaving Drew and me smirking at his back. I think I'm going to enjoy training, Kit, I tell Drew. All right, loosen up those shoulders. Drew follows me, rolling his shoulders up and back, limbering up his arms, rotating his torso to stretch out his lower back. The dark, tired eyes I too often see on my best bud aren't showing tonight. You look relaxed, man. Being promoted to named partner at the firm obviously suits you. One side of his mouth quirks up. It's a facial expression that makes me smile inside. We were always told to smile properly for cameras when we were kids. We both had this half-smile thing going on at school. I vaguely remember we thought it was cool back then. I guess old habits die hard. It's not just the promotion, Brooks, he says. I feel like I've got everything I always wanted. I got my name on the door at the firm, and I've got the best girl I never knew I needed. Everything feels too good to be true. I tap a gloved fist against his shoulder. I'm happy for you, man, if anyone deserves it. Yeah, I should say the same to you. I'd like nothing more than to see you happy. Happiness. There's a concept. One that died for me a long time ago, and one I'm definitely not in the mood to talk about. Contentment, though? That's a goal I might achieve one day. That's something to strive for. All right, fists up. Show me what you've got. I've been waiting for this workout all day. I'm standing in front of a mirror in the gym changing rooms, running a small amount of product through my towel-dried hair. Kit approaches from behind, his reflection appearing next to mine. "I'll catch you tomorrow, Brooks. I've got to get back to managing the kids. I say the kids. Hopefully, the horrors are in bed." Turning, I knock my fist against the one he holds out. "You don't mean that." He shrugs. "God knows I must have sinned in a past life. But you're right, I wouldn't be without them. I might be thankful when they're self-sufficient, though." "Huh. Be careful what you wish for," I tell him. "When they're teenagers, they just find different reasons to make you want to tear your hair out." "Can't wait. Catch you tomorrow, same time? Thanks for tonight." "Anytime, buddy." I move to the large locker I keep permanently stocked with clothes and take out a t-shirt. When my head pops through the neck, I see Drew sitting on a bench in front of me, pulling on a pair of shoes. "Is Katie acting out?" he asks. Bending to straighten my dark jeans over my boots, I say, "Imagine a female version of us." Fuck. My sentiments exactly. I'm 35 and my daughter has a better love life than I do. Jesus. As long as she doesn't have the same type of love life you have. I get his point. My type of love life is one-night stands a couple times a month. That's definitely not what I want for Katie. I shudder at the thought. I don't even want to think about that. Probably for the best. Okay, I'm ready. I'll meet you in the bistro. I won't be long. I just need to speak to a couple of the staff about closing up. Order whatever you want from the kitchen. It's on the house. Then we can go grab a beer. After checking my list of clients for personal training sessions tomorrow and making sure the class schedule has no last-minute changes, I speak to my night team and head into the bistro. The Cafe Bistro is a large, open space with modern glass tables. We have a small menu offering proteins, veggies, and healthy carbs. We also have a salad and smoothie bar. I eat here often. It's one of the perks of owning the gym. The bistro is a relatively new addition to the site. Drew helped me out with it by having his firm deal with the legals around the construction work. As I walk past the busy tables, some people eating meals, some having smoothies, some just drinking coffee and chatting, I can't help but think it's a far cry from where I started out. The first gym I ever worked out in was an old warehouse on the edge of New York Bay, the Staten Island side, where I grew up. I was 17. I've always been a tall, broad guy, but back then, I was just a kid who liked to play the guitar in my high school band. The difference between me and the rest of the guys in high school was that I had knocked up my childhood sweetheart, Alice, and I was ready to marry her. The kicker was, Alice loved me, but her parents didn't. They thought I was a waster. Well, I knocked up their daughter when she was 16. Of course they thought I was a waster. By comparison to Alice's private education and her family's weekend home in the Hamptons, I had nothing. I came from nothing. My mother worked in a barn. My father was a jack-of-all-trades, master of none, as the saying goes. But I'd have been damned if I didn't try to prove everyone wrong. I was willing to do everything and anything I could to convince Alice's parents to let me marry her. She was the mother of my child, and the girl I was crazy in love with. So, while I finished high school, I started working as a mechanic to earn some cash, and I joined the gym. I wanted to work like a man, prove that I could provide for my family like a man, and I wanted to build muscle to start looking like a man. The first gym I went to was owned by a guy we all knew. I'll never forget him. He really was crazy. He served in Vietnam and, by his own admission, smoked too many joints and took too much LSD in the 70s. He was covered in tats, ready to beat men to a pulp for exercise. He was drunk on whiskey most of the time, but he's where it all started for me. His sanity aside, Crazy Joe was all right. He'd have these moments of tenderness and enlightenment. Who knows, maybe that was just the LSD talking. But he sort of took me under his wing. He got me into boxing every day. I ran with him on the streets, and we lifted weights together. Hell, Crazy Joe gave me my first tattoo, though my arms and chest are covered in